Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and today we are doing this idealist the right way for YouTube. We are not saving the best car for the end. We are not doing the slow burn. We are starting with the absolute monster and working down from there, because if I can open with 1,250 horsepower Corvette and I don't, well, that is basically content malpractice. And since all of these have been personally victimized by MSRP before, every car gets three things today: horsepower, MSRP, and the real question: can you actually buy it for that price, or is it just a decorative number the dealer laughs at before adding 20 grand for market adjustment and nitrogen in the tires? Number one, the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1X. This thing is not a car. It is a thumbnail with license plates. Chevy says the ZR1X makes 1,250 horsepower total, with 1,064 from the twin-turbo L T7x8 and another 186 from the front electric drive unit. That is a 4-digit horsepower hybrid Corvette. Let that sentence marinate for a second, and GM put base for the 2026 ZR1X at about $207,000, which sounds insane until you remember what this thing is targeting: hypercar numbers for not hypercar money. This is why it is the best opener on the list. It is pure internet gravity. Non-car people stop scrolling. Car people start arguing. Everyone clicks. Can you get one at MSRP? Maybe eventually early on, this is going to be dealership theater. Some stores will be cool. Some will print a markup so offensive it should come with a warning label. But if we are starting with the biggest what the hell performance story in America right now, this is it. Number two, the Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Completely different type of insane. The ZR1X is a hammer. The GT3 RS is a scalpel made by people who clearly do not sleep. It is only 518 horsepower, which sounds almost reasonable until you realize this car is not about flexing horsepower numbers. It is about doing deeply disrespectful things in corners and making everyone else question their life choices. Base MSRP is roughly in the $250,000 neighborhood before options. And with Porsche GT cars, before options is doing a lot of emotional labor. This car is number two because it has insane prestige and insane credibility. Even people who will never own one still watch every GT3 RS video like it is mandatory coursework. Can you get one at MSRP? Technically, yes. Practically, this is dealership Hunger Games: allocations, relationships, giant option sheets, and a sales manager who suddenly talks like a hedge fund guy. The MSRP is real. It just might not be your reality. Number three, the Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. This is where the list gets hilarious because the less crazy Corvette is still 1,064 horsepower Chevy. List the ZR1 at 1,064 horsepower and 828 pound-feet with a starting MSRP around $185,000. So yes, a 1,000 plus horsepower Corvette starts under 200 grand on paper. That is the kind of thing that makes exotic brands extremely uncomfortable. This car is a click machine because the headline writes itself. 1,064 horsepower Corvette. Done video idea complete. Can you get one at MSRP? Same answer as every hot Corvette, just louder. Some buyers will eventually, early buyers should expect markup roulette, and dealers know exactly how much emotional damage this spec sheet can cause, so they will use it. Number four, the Ford Mustang GTD. This thing feels like Ford engineers got locked in a room and the only rule was no one is allowed to be normal. Ford says 815 horsepower. Ford says 202 miles per hour, and Ford says Mustang. That combo is why this car is so good for retention. Mustang fans click because it is a Mustang supercar. Fans click because it is trying to punch in their weight class. Haters click because they want to yell about a $300,000 Mustang. Everyone participates. MSRP has broadly lived in the low $300,000 range with a lot of chatter around the low 320s, depending on how the final car is spec'd. Can you get one at MSRP? First question is, can you get one at all? This is not just a money problem. This is an access problem: application, allocation, approval, all that fun stuff. By the time you are talking sticker, you have already passed level one. Number five, the Nissan GT-R Nismo final era R35. And here comes the nostalgia nuke. The R35 is old on paper and absolutely immortal in car culture. Nissan's final era GT-R Nismo is the 600 horsepower Godzilla. Everybody still respects, whether they want to admit it or not. This car has video game legend status, drag strip legend status, street clip legend status. It has been that car for an entire generation. And the Nismo is the one people wanted when they were building dream garages in their heads. Final US era MSRP lived in the low $200,000 range. But let's be honest, that number is basically historical trivia now. Can you get one at MSRP new? No, that ship has sailed and did a launch control pull into the sunset. Now it is a collector market conversation: mileage, condition, spec, owner history, and how badly someone wants to own the end of an era. Yo guys, quick pause because this is super important. The giveaway is live right now, and we're giving away this fully built, dripping in carbon Supra, 4 months in the making. And guys, it is the tuner hero spec, plus a Shelby GT350 with an exhaust that sounds absolutely ridiculous. So if you want to win, you've got a decision to make. Do you get the JDM Legend or do you get the American Icon? And guys, for a limited time, every purchase that you make on the site, which is pinned in the first comment down below, you get 2,000 bonus entries to win one of these cars, plus bonus cash, hat, shirt, entry pack, it don't matter. That's 2,000 extra chances on top. And Rocky from New York grabbed a quick entry pack last time and walked away with a GT-R plus bonus cash. So yeah, it definitely happens, and we're running it back with 2 cars. So which one you picking? Let me know in the comments down below, and go get entered as well, and good skill. Number 6, the Ford Mustang Darkhorse. This is where we drop from Halo insanity into actual real world hero car territory. Ford still lists the Darkhorse at 500 horsepower, and that is exactly the right number for this car. It sounds good, it feels serious, and it gives people the thing they want from a modern Mustang Hero trim. V8 noise, real performance, and actual personality. The reason this car works so well in a list like this is because it hits both sides. It is aspirational enough to be exciting, attainable enough to feel possible, and that makes people watch differently. They do not just dream about it. They start doing math. MSRP usually starts in the mid $60,000 range before options. Can you get it for MSRP? Yes, way more often than the internet doom posting would have you believe. Markups still exist, sure, but this is a car you can actually shop for intelligently and win on if you are patient. Number 7, the Toyota GR Supra. The internet's favorite argument with a turbo inline 6. Toyota lists the 2026 GR Supra 3.0 starting around $58,000, and the familiar 3.0 setup is widely known at 382 horsepower. And yes, the comments will say BMW good. Let them cook. The Supra is still one of the best YouTube cars on earth because it has everything: looks, name recognition, tuning potential, meme, energy movie, nostalgia, and enough real performance to back up the hype. It is one of those cars where people click whether they love it or hate it because they already know the conversation. Can you get one at MSRP? In a lot of cases, yes. The market is not nearly as stupid as it was. If you are not chasing some special edition or impossible spec, sticker is a very realistic target, and sometimes better than sticker is possible if inventory is sitting. Number 8, the BMW M2 CS. This is the compact menace, the tiny little expensive chaos goblin of this list. BMW says the M2 CS makes 523 horsepower in the base. MSRP is right around $98,000 before destination. That is a lot of money for a 2 Series, and also exactly why this car starts fights. Half the audience says that is insane pricing. The other half says drive one and then talk to me. Both groups are correct in their own emotionally unstable way. The M2 CS is small, aggressive, and powerful enough to humble people who think they are better drivers than they are. Can you get one at MSRP maybe? But I would not build the whole plan around that. CS badge plus limited supply plus enthusiast demand usually equals dealer confidence. If you find one at sticker, act normal while your heart rate spikes. Number 9, the Aston Martin Vantage. This is the cool guy pick, the one that makes you feel rich before you even start it. But the new Vantage is not just pretty. Aston lists 670 horsepower and 590 pound-feet, which is a giant reminder that this thing is a real weapon and not just a leather-lined flex. It has style, presence, and way more aggression than people expect if they only think of Aston as a grand hang touring brand. It lands this late in the list because the cars above it generate more YouTube chaos, not because this thing is lacking. It is awesome. It is just a different kind of awesome. Real-world pricing on new examples tends to start in the low 200s and climbs fast once options start multiplying. Can you get one at MSRP more often than the true Halo cars? Yes, but you are usually looking at heavily optioned inventory, so the real question becomes whether the car at sticker is actually the spec you wanted. Number 10, the Nissan Z Nismo. And this is a perfect closer because it brings the list back to reality without killing the vibe. Still cool, still fast, still recognizable, and way more attainable than basically everything we just talked about. Nissan gives it 420 horsepower and a starting MSRP of $65,750, which makes it one of the most normal ways to get into a legit performance coupe with a real name and real presence. It does not have the click gravity of a GT-R or a 4-digit horsepower Corvette, but it absolutely has a place in this list because not every great sports car has to be a moonshot. Can you get it for MSRP? Often, yes. And honestly, that matters a lot because for some people, this is the one on the list they could actually own, drive hard, maintain, and enjoy without turning every repair into a financial intervention. So that's the idealist, not the spreadsheet ranking, not the track day purity test ranking, the YouTube ranking, the what gets clicked ranking, the send it to your friends ranking. So share this video, but also share winthisIdealcar.com with your friends because, well, you can get entered to win not only a Mark V Supra or a Shelby GT350 plus bonus cash to change your life. I pinned to it in the pinned first comment as well as Auto Tempest, where you can find all these for MSRP or less if you buy used. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out some of these Ideal vids over here. Oh, and promise me one thing. Keep living the Ideal lifestyle.